and welcome to MGP375. I'm Kevin, with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello there.
How are we all? Are we all good?
I forgot how to say hello
Yeah.
there, and I feel like I got it wrong. So,
What, you forgot how to say hello?
well, I forgot how I normally say it, so then I just barked it like a dog. So,
Well,
yeah.
it seems like that's in character. That's how you're supposed to do things, isn't it? For those of you, I was going to say for those of you listening to this, which of course is everybody listening to this, a little bit of behind the curtain stuff. We've got webcams on. You can't watch it anywhere. You don't even need to know. But for the first time since the ill-fated Google Hangouts episodes, that just don't ever listen to. If you ever listen through all of them, I feel bad for Lee McElwain, who's listening through the entire back catalogue when he gets to the Google Hangout stuff, because it was an audio nightmare. But for the first time since then, we're recording with webcams on, because Discord just asked us if we wanted to, so we can see each other. I've forgotten what Sheepdog looks like, but every now and again, I'm going to, throughout the episode, try and distract these people with something I'm doing on camera.
Yeah, this is too weird.
Just try and throw them off.
It's weird.
I
keep looking over.
What's weird about
because
it?
I'm just sat here recording, and every now and again I could just catch you in the corner of my eye, which I'm not used to. Like someone's there just watching me. It's strange.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, I am.
I know, but it's just I'm not used to it. It's weird.
I feel like I've got to behave. I feel guilty that I'm looking at my phone while you're talking. I feel like I should put my phone down.
I quite like being able to see what people are actually up to and see if you're fully engaging with the process, if you're taking this seriously or not. I've got my bells here, so if I see you doing something you shouldn't be doing, expect the bells to go. Because I'm policing this to make sure people aren't. This is why Anna's not turned her camera on, because I know she's off topic.
How?
Yeah, I think it's because your Mac is like 15 years old, so it probably can't cope with video.
Maybe you should buy me a
I don't
new
even know if
phone.
it's even got a webcam on. Has that Mac
Yes,
got
it's got
a webcam?
circle
Oh, it
on
has
it.
got a webcam.
It's if you go to where Kev's picture is, I had the camera in there for some reason. I had to go to Kev's and then turn the camera on in Kev's picture. It was very random.
No.
Maybe it's because he started it. We should probably have discussed that before the show.
Nah. But you never know. There might be a return to video, but there won't be a return to video podcast. Anna has put her foot down and said we're not doing that. And Sheepdog would have to start recording in clothes again. So it's going to be a lot of persuasion, and then they'll just say no. So no video podcasts for us. But, of course, it has been another delightful week of being trapped in our houses. Are we enjoying being trapped in our houses? I drove like a 2-hour round trip today. It was lovely. 2-hour round trip. I drove past so many closed McDonald's and Starbucks and Costas and Greggs and Burger Kings. It was like driving through a zombie movie. It was so weird because there was no traffic on the road apart from farmers and lorries, and everywhere was closed. We even drove past a petrol station that was closed, which I just find baffling because surely people still need to be able to buy petrol.
No,
It's like
petrol
£1
was open.
litre or something now. It's gone down so much.
Yeah,
the
I
price.
filled my tank up. It was like 103, I think. I filled my tank up at last week. And I just that's why I drove for so long today. I want to burn some fuel off so I can fill up again. Now it's even cheaper.
That's going to go up so high when they're done.
Yeah.
Isn't it? They're going to rinse
I'm going to
us.
fill up all. That's why I'm collecting all these bottles. I'm going to fill them all up and just leave bottles of petrol lying around in my garage.
What could go wrong?
I'm going to do the Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing. I'm just going to go and sell petrol door to door in 6 months' time when it's more expensive. Bottle of petrol, only £1.25 a litre.
Just write on there how far they can get from here on each bottle. Like this will get you to London. This will get you to Glasgow. I was going to say.
Sheepdog, do you want to come in on my petrol scheme?
I am obviously an ideas man.
We can store half of it in your garage then.
Yeah, like that's not going to go wrong.
And if our garages get full, we'll just start posting it to Pab and he can store some. Every couple of days he gets a few bottles of petrol through the post.
Yeah.
There's no downside to mail order petrol. Forget sending it to Pab. If anyone around the world, I don't know what petrol prices are doing elsewhere in the world, but we can buy it for £1 a litre here at the moment, which if you're listening in America, you're just laughing at us because that's still stupidly expensive. But if you're somewhere where petrol is really expensive and you want us to send you some, we could do you like a half litre. I'll fill. I don't know why I'm showing the camera. It's only you three who are there. We'll do you a 500 millilitre bottle of petrol. I'll send you that for 70p, which gives me a little bit of a markup, and I'll send that anywhere in the world. That's my promise to
I
you.
don't think you can.
Who's going to stop
10
me?
Downing Street.
If he orders some, I'll send him some.
Anna's gone. She's just taking that to the bank.
Well, we don't need banks now. All our money's in petrol.
She's genuinely gone. She's just legged it with all the petrol money.
We don't know if she's gone. Her camera's not on. She could be still sat there.
Should have batted it by now.
I'm
Exactly.
still
So-
here.
Oh, you are there. See?
I know the door's having an argument with me. I don't know why it won't shut. It just keeps opening.
What's it saying? It's giving you smack talk.
It's saying, why hasn't Kev put that little clippy bit back on that broke off 8 years ago? The bit, you know how a door can click shut 'cause it has a little metal bit on the door that the latchy bit clips into.
I do know. I fixed the door the other day with
Yeah.
one.
Can you
One of
please
them
one
came
fix
off that.
mine?
Oh no, I'm capable of fixing it. I just
Why
can't be
haven't
bothered
you?
because we haven't got one to put back on for a start. I'd have to
We
buy one.
did. We had that one, and you don't do it soon. And you
Take
never
one off
do
another
it.
door.
Then the
We
other
don't have
door
any other
open.
doors. We have a policy where we've removed all the doors in our house.
I've now been waiting 5 months for a light bulb for Andy's room because I don't know what.
It's in the kitchen.
So why is it not
In the
his
ceiling.
bedroom?
Just unscrew it.
I can't.
You asked me to. You asked me to buy him. You didn't ask me to put him in his room. So I
Kevin,
bought him. I
look
left him in the
at
kitchen.
how tall I am.
I can't. You won't turn your camera on.
Oh, I can't. You come in and have a look.
Oh dear. So how is everyone enjoying lockdown? We've got another 3 weeks of it now, haven't we? Are we having fun?
I want it to end now.
I feel like being told I've
Had
got 3
enough.
more weeks has made me feel a bit better about it. Like, I didn't want it to abruptly end and I start feeling like I hadn't achieved anything while I was off. But now I know I've got 3 weeks. I'll worry about it in
What
the
are you
last week.
planning on achieving?
I don't know. I just want to make the most of it. If someone says to you, you're going to be at home for best part of 2 months, you feel like if everything was normal, you'd think, well, I'll get so much done in that time. I'll
That's
finish
a
a novel.
lie.
I'll
I've not done anything.
paint my house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've not done anything at all. So I've
You
always...
have been working, haven't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's what I mean. I've just worked and looked after my kids and watched my normal TV and...
Yeah, I've been working from home for 3 years and I haven't painted my house because I've been working.
Yeah, you're a bit different, aren't you? You need to make every hour count for your earnings and whatnot, whereas
And I am super efficient, as Anna will confirm.
whereas I get paid.
No minute goes to waste.
9 to 5, job done, go home, don't think about it until the next morning, and so I should have gained like 4 hours a day because even though my drive is only half an hour there and back, somehow I lose 2 solid hours to that. I think it's
Well,
probably-
you have to when you're going out to work, you have to shower and get dressed. Whereas I
Yeah.
assume you're just wearing the same grotty old pair of pants every day and nothing else, and just relying on body hair for warmth.
No, I've been keeping to
cold, is
a
it?
good cleaning routine. But yeah, the extra time is being
Still
spent on
still
sleeping.
not powdering your testicles, though, are you?
I just
No,
don't know
it's
why you would.
Because
Keep 'em-
apparently it feels
keep 'em
nice.
clean and dry. Yeah, I like my testicles to be powdered.
I don't think
Apparently,
people need to know.
Falcon powders his testicles as well. Because I've started watching these everything I do in a day videos that celebrities do, and the fella who plays Falcon talked about how after his shower, the most important thing he does is powders his balls. So, if it's good enough for Falcon, if it's good enough for the new Captain America, it's good enough for me. Powder your balls, Sheepdog.
I'm good, thanks.
Well, if you're not careful, next time I see you, I'm going to powder him. So, one way or another, they're getting powdered.
Might be my angle.
Has anyone been playing any video games amongst all this, or are we just going to talk about powdering techniques?
But
I haven't
the fact
played
that
anything
everything
new.
has been cancelled and delayed.
You've literally been playing this week's new release all day.
Yeah, we were gonna
It's not a new release. It's a year and a half old game.
and
they've
it was
just-
like
they've just
60 gigs
patched it.
60 gigs worth of new content, wasn't
yeah,
it?
finally
so
turned
long.
it into a likable game, haven't
A
they?
game,
From what I
yeah.
understand.
So tell us what we're talking about and tell people what it's like.
So we're talking about Fallout 76. Wastelanders finally came out. It's been a hard year and a
And
half.
what on earth is Fallout 76 Wastelanders?
It is. They've put NPCs into the game. They have finally put a story into it. So last week they put out a map of like the normal map and said if you've got a camp in these places, please move it or we will put it in storage. Because
really,
you could because you can move your camp around.
Oh yeah, I suppose
So because if you go to different areas, you can move your camp so you can access it. But they're basically saying if they're in these areas, we will just put them in your pocket and you won't be able to go there. So the way camps is you have this little contraption, you slap that down and then you press another button and then your camp that you had set up just plonks down. So you don't have to move anything, you don't have to rebuild. It just plonks it down. It saves the schematic of that. So that happened last week and people were like, oh, why? What's happening? And then it got to Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. They released a patch for the Wastelanders thing, which was like 60 gig. And I was like, geez, that's a big chunk of data, and all the places that they.
It's a big chunk of data for lockdown when everyone's using the internet, so it's slow. They want to be sending discs out with downloads that big at this time of year.
It took 4 hours for that to download here, and that was with you outside doing Kevin's stuff, so it wasn't too bad. I got some work done, so yay. And basically this map that they had, every place that they have said don't have the camp there has something different. So it could be a raiders camp, it can be a settlers camp, it can be just new areas for you to go and do quests in. So I started a new character because I don't want to go into a game that's got new stuff.
Because you're a crazy person, that's why you started.
Well, no, because I checked. I went on the internet. I was like, do I start a new character or do I just go with my level 20? And it was half an hour to do please. So I went, okay, I'll start again. I want to go through it as a new character, as a new game. So I started new, did the first bit, and then like as soon as you get out of the vault, you talk to the Mr. Handy, and he's got new dialogue, and it's like
Who's Mr. Handy? Is he a relation of Mr. Handy?
No, the ones that float, the big
God.
balls.
Oh, I see.
And when you go and talk to them, a text box comes up, and it's basically like Fallout 3, where you pick a response. So it's not as bad as Fallout 4, where you just have like be sarcastic, yes, no, whatever. This has actual like sentences, and you pick the sentences, and then they talk back to you. And if you're nice to them, they're nice to you. If you're like mean to them, they're mean back.
Is it all voice acted?
The people that you're talking to is voice acted. You are not.
Okay.
So that's obviously because.
So if you want to go on full roleplay mode, you read it out loud yourself while you're
yeah, if you want. But I liked Fallout 3 for that. It was fine because like with Fallout 4, you could never like when you would like put sarcastic, you never quite know what was going to come out of their mouth. At least this way, you're asking that question or that piece of information, and then they give you the information back from what you just asked. So that's fine. But as soon as you get out of there and you talk to Mr. Handy, down the steps are 2 new NPCs, and you go and talk to them, and they tell you about what's happening, why they're there. So apparently, like, you literally find this out within like a minute. There is treasure buried in your area, and now everyone's come back to go and find it, and that's it at the moment.
Who are these people? How is this working storyline wise? Who are these people who've come back? Where are they from?
They're just from the mountains, so they're from the other part of Virginia. As far as I'm aware, there's like environmental storytelling. So you find notes and you find holotapes regarding why these people have come back and where they've been. So they live in the mountains, and they've come back because someone has put a radio transmission out saying there is a treasure. So people are coming, and so when you come out the camp, you have to go and find the overseer, and you just walk literally like straight down. You get to a bridge. You go across the bridge, and normally there is the overseer's camp that she set up for you. So it's like where you go and build your first weapon, or you build your first piece of armour. But on the left of that, there's a whole like camp called the Wayward, which is like a pub, like a, you know, one of them kind of, like, you know, like Megaton's, that kind of thing. And you go in and there's a bar, there's some people, and there is a barmaid that is your friend, and she's called the Duchess, and then she sends you on a quest, and I did that quest. It was very good. It incorporated areas I've already been to, like in previous playthroughs, so I know where I'm going and what to expect. But then in them areas have now been extended, and there's areas that you can get into that weren't there previous. Like in one of the mines, when I played it before, you would find a number, a passcode, and you just put in, you could get in, and it'd just be a cage with some supplies in. This time you have to wait for her to give you the code to get into that cage, because now the cage has a blown out wall that has a secret entrance to some kind of vault, and then in that vault you find out stories from like New Vegas. There's hints and not hints, but like backstory of other games, and if you know, you know. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because you read it and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine, they're doing whatever they're doing. But if you've played the other games, you're like, excellent, very good. But it's good. So I did the first mission, and now I went off and did what I had to do, and then she goes, go here. I went there, and now I have to be level 20. So I'm level 14. I'm just going around doing bits and bobs. But
and you stumbled into a level 200 person.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Which is just insane. People need to get a life.
On the first day, I got some trouble with some people that were just being mean for no reason. So I went down to Deathclaw Island because I had to go and steal an egg, and I helped. Like, there was me, and then there was this like level 70 something, and I was helped because I went onto the island, drawed the Deathclaw out, got across the water, and then we both shot it. We both got an egg, and I walked off, and then I saw that they dropped something. No, I went into their camp. I did, like, because my armour was shredded because of the Deathclaw, and I slept in their bed, and then I came out, and then I was just walking around, and I saw that they dropped some trash that I didn't want. I picked it up, and as soon as I picked it up, they were shooting at me, and like literally just kept chasing me, and they wouldn't leave me alone. Now, the way it works there, I think it's level 10. You have friendly fire. You can shoot people, but it's not as like you're wanting to hit them, because the aiming that is weird. But after level 10, you can enter conflict with anybody if you want to. And because I was under level and I didn't shoot back, I wasn't getting... So every time they hit me, I wasn't getting the penalty for being hit. So, like, if I was shooting back, the penalty of being hit would be great. At this time, it was like really tiny increments coming off every time they shot me. So I just kept running, and then we got in... some enemies came and they started shooting them. So I fast travelled from where they were to the vault, and then I came out of the game, because I'm not being harassed by people. It's not, you know what I mean? I don't go.
You just robbed them though. I mean, you just admitted you robbed somebody.
Well, no, but they drop the stuff. When you drop stuff, it's just dropped on the floor as a paper bag, which is common knowledge. If it's a paper bag and no one's next to it, you can have it. But I don't know. I just fast travelled out, and then I just quit the game and went into a different server, because I cannot be bothered with that kind of nonsense. I'm
They're
just
on their
not
podcast
interested.
going, I tried shooting at her to tell her to put it down. She just legged it.
It was only like, what was it? It was a piece of corn and some beer in this thing, and I just took it to, because when I start the game, I loot everywhere, and then I just like.
And there's got a sober Friday night in his future.
But I just scrap it all, and then I just leave it. So I've got because like now I'm.
So not only did you take his beer, but you scrapped it in front of him as well, just smashed
Well, no,
it up to use for parts.
But no, so I'm level 14. I'm just trying to get to level 20 to do the next part of the Wastelanders. I guess it goes through the whole map. It's so like I got to when I finished the Wayward quest, I got to somewhere and I spoke to someone, and I'm not gonna like spoil it, but I spoke to someone, but they said, "Oh, I can't do that because you're not inoculated. So you have to get yourself inoculated against the Scorch, and that is part of the old game." So I hadn't done that. I wasn't level 20. So that mission is still there, but I can't do it because they won't give me the quest. You can side with like the settlers or the raiders. I'm not going to go with the raiders because when I played Nuka World, I didn't like the fact that I was doing all this stuff for the raiders because they're just mean. So I will be going with the settlers because they're nice.
Splendid. So is this you fully back into Fallout now with nothing else on the horizon?
There's literally nothing. I was so annoyed, but yeah, this will be my summer, I guess, if nothing comes out.
Do you think they've fixed it? Do you think this is like something that'll bring people back on board?
I should hope so. Like, so they've put it out on everything. No one's had to wait. So there's no Epic Store who get it first and then Steam. Everybody came out on the same day for everybody. It was delayed by a week, but in the circumstances, I don't mind because everyone's working from home. And I guess if you're coming into it now, you're not going to know the awful of it.
I think the problem is so many people have been burnt by it because I mentioned on a stream earlier in the week that Anna was playing the new Fallout content, and the overwhelming response was, "What? There's people still playing that trash." I don't care what.
No, like I understand that because it was like I liked it and it was Fallout and it was different, but it was very empty and they had like areas that didn't really have anything. But now you go to an area and it actually has storytelling in it. There's actually
I just think there's a lot of people who are going
to
to take a lot of convincing of that, though. I think they similar with. I mean, it's the same old story with stuff like this. They release a half-finished product, everyone sees it as rubbish, and then when it's finished, it doesn't matter how. It's the same reason I've never gone back to GTA Online. I don't care how good it is now, and I know they did win a lot of people over in the end, but that one time I played it, it was rubbish. And
you played it more than once. I remember being there with you multiple times because we went and did parachuting.
Yeah, that was the one time we played.
No, it wasn't, because the first time we got on, you couldn't even get past the racing.
I feel like Destiny did this as well, the vanilla version of that versus all the upgrades. I've only ever played the vanilla version, and I just, every time I see Destiny mentioned, I think, why is that a thing? But I think because you mentioned Fallout, I was reading something that then it linked to a conversation about Destiny, which made me click it. So earlier today I was reading as people were saying that it had gone quiet again at the moment, and the overwhelming response was, don't be a moron. Like, they have a big quiet period of sort of 3-4 months, and then they drop a big update and it's massive, and then it goes quiet for 3, 4, 5 months. And they basically said similar to what we're just saying, that most of us stopped at the vanilla version that came out. I get, part of me gets that they want to make money out of it as early as possible, but you do have to wonder whether
but they're
they
not
could just
making
hold
money.
Well,
it's
that
free.
initial purchase they're making money, aren't they? Everyone rushes to get on the new thing.
It's a free upgrade for everybody, so you're only paying for the base game. In the base game, you can get for £1 now.
How is there any like microtransactions or monetization in Fallout 76?
So yeah, you can buy atoms to buy cosmetic things. You don't have to, and you can earn atoms.
So there is a reason for them to want people to carry on playing, because it seems like a huge update to do if there's no financial benefit to do it.
The thing is, you earn atoms through the game. You scrap 70 items.
So what was the point for them doing this?
Because people are buying private servers to play with their friends, and people
so that's how they're making money.
Yeah, because that's like £100 a year, and then
now I understand. I needed to know what their angle was.
And people are buying atoms for.
Yeah, where were they making money? Why are they doing it? Now I understand.
Yeah.
So is that one server you pay for? So say we wanted to set up a server, was that £25 each, or is that £100 each?
I think it's one person has it, and then you can just invite your friends.
Sounds like the same sort of principle as Minecraft Realms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I pay like whatever it is, £5 or £6 a month, and then anyone who I invite can come and play in my realm.
But if I had that, then I won't get hit, or I won't get chased across the map. So yeah, it is what
Unless you
it is.
invited a load of naughty people in who hit you and chased you. Like if you let me into your server,
I'll just kick you out.
Oh, I see. I see. I do have some important breaking news that's not Fallout related, so I'll only break it if we're ready to move on from Fallout. Are we ready to move on from Fallout?
Sure.
Pab, are we wearing the same headphones?
Potentially.
They look very similar.
Yours
How
do
is
this.
that
Can you do this for me?
relevant to anything?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. Can you take them off?
No, as in, yours has got a cable attached.
Well, I can pull the cable out. It's just they're charging, and I can do a little thing like that.
I don't know. Potentially. I don't even know.
The same headphones,
Arctic
Pab.
Pro.
That was the exciting thing. Yeah, Pab, we've got the same headphones. There you go. Exciting
Congrats.
news for everybody.
Yay.
Me and Pab have independently purchased the same set of headphones, thus meaning this must be the best gaming headset that exists for us
It
to
is.
both do our own independent research and settle on this one.
Yep.
Excellent.
Pretty
So
much.
if you want one, this is the one to buy.
I'm static. Wow.
There's no point. Normally, I'd say buy it from the Amazon affiliate link that Pab's going to put down in the description, but the whole Amazon program's been butchered this week, so don't bother.
Oh, is it?
No point anymore.
Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff this week, haven't they, Amazon, to
Yeah,
affect people who sell stuff on there.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, don't bother. Go and buy it from somewhere else. Amazon scumbags. Apart from the Twitch department, they're still great. Please keep paying me. Oh God.
So I had finally, after 10 years of doing this podcast, it paid off for me today. I mentioned last week that I've been trying to... My one project while I've been off is trying to complete the Pokedex and trying to get all the Pokemon. It paid off and then it backfired instantly. So I talked about it on a podcast. I did a video about it, and I've just been kind of tweeting about it on and off. And I got a message from a guy called Lewis Pierce who listens to the show and watches my videos.
Oh, yeah,
and he happens to... So it's a shout out for him there because he's a friggin' legend. He said, I've basically got every Pokemon multiple times. You know, I've been collecting them since Gen 5, so that's a good 10 years, I think. And he sent me some screenshots and was like, what do you need off of this? And I sent him the list back. I'd managed to whittle that list that was 80 last Friday to 25 when I was talking to him earlier. I had a look just a minute ago on my phone, and I'm at 17 now. But I was really excited. Like Claire, a similar thing to last week where I made a really loud noise and Claire thought something good had happened, and then I explained to her that actually someone had just messaged me saying they were going to help me completely finish the Pokedex, and I was going to finally have finished the 3-week project. That for him it was like it had taken him years to do it. For me it was like, yeah, I started just a couple of weeks back. So I felt a little bit mean that I was standing on his shoulders, but very chuffed that I was getting to, because I have tried to do this in the past and I've always come afoul of some silly quirk. And sadly I did again today, because after him sending me all the screenshots and adding me as a friend on Pokemon Home, we found that you can't actually transfer mythical Pokemon on it. So then we were trying to find out how you can transfer mythical Pokemon. There was like 3 you could do on Pokemon Sword and Shield that he sent me, which is very kind of him. He after we'd realised it was going to be too much hassle to try and do it, he then went and did extra hassle, which I was very, grateful for. So he sent me some, which got me a little bit further along the line. And as I say, I think I've worked out there's 9 more I can get on my own, and then there's 8 that I just need to stumble across somebody who's got them on the 3DS, because apparently you can't transfer them on the Switch, you can't transfer them on the app, you have to have them on the 3DS, and that's the only way to do it. So that's my next shout out now. I need 8 more to do it. But I'm very excited that I've managed to get that far, and I'm basically inches away from completing the Pokedex, which is a pretty cool feat. He has said once, because they'll add them to the Sword and Shield game across the year probably, so if I don't do this by June they might add them in then. If I don't do it by October they might add them in then. So fingers crossed I actually managed to get them into my game. But once they're in, I'm done, I'm sorted, I'm a master. But that's been a very good highlight for my day. And as I say, Lewis is a legend. Thanks for listening. He said he's been listening to the podcast for years, and yeah, good on him.
He is,
Feels
yeah.
like he feels like he should probably send some gifts to the rest of us then.
You know why he is? Because
Feels like favouritism.
he's also the Animal Crossing guru that jumps into my stream all the time and basically points out what I'm doing wrong.
Good on him.
He knows
So
everything.
he's Captain Nintendo.
He knows
then, by the
everything.
sounds of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you never
Yeah.
know, Kev. He might be nipping into your Football Manager streams and telling you to buy more wingbacks.
Sheepdog, I block everyone who tries to tell me what to do. It's just instantly blocked.
Well,
Don't tell me how to play my game.
He doesn't tell you what to do. He tells you what you want to do. He tells Pab what he wants to do.
The only way he's not blocked is if he comes in and tells me I'm great. That's the only way you get to stay in my stream chat.
I've noticed. I also played a lot. Well, I say a lot more. Probably not to Anna's level of a lot more on Final Fantasy.
Oh my god, that game is annoying.
I got wiped out by it midway through the week.
Yeah, I laughed at it.
I was running around on the train bit, and it was just getting really loud and really wobbly, and I just went. It was just like my brain just gave up. I couldn't. Everything was loud. I had this pulse going in my head. I turned it off. And
You're supposed to have a pulse in your head.
No, but it
if
was
you haven't
like
got
really
a pulse
loud.
in your head, you're
No,
dead.
I know what you mean, because there is some bugs in there with the noise and stuff. I don't understand what's happening.
And I just sort of went to walk downstairs, and I felt so dizzy. I sat down on the stairs for a bit, and then I was laying on the stairs, and then I thought, if my wife walks out now, she's going to think I'm dead, so I should probably crawl up the stairs and get into bed rather than just laying in a heap on the floor like this. She's just going to think I collapsed. And I haven't been back to it since, because that was the worst. I felt ill for like 2 days. I think it just wrecked me because I couldn't get through whatever bit I was in. I think I figured out the way out, and then I saved it. I was like, I'll come back to you later. I'm seeing mixed. I mean, I'm only on. It must be chapter 5, that bit. I don't know what chapter you're on, Anna.
I have no idea. I don't know how the chapters work. I've met what's her face in the church.
I'm guessing that'll be like chapter 7 then, because.
And then I got Pat. So I found her. That is completely different from the original. It is long and winded. And then I went to her town, like in a different slums area. And
so in the original, it's just a house, isn't it? So I'm guessing it's actually.
Yeah, this is a town, and like with the first slums area, you have some missions to do, and they were fine. I was finding it fine. I was just about getting on with the fighting, and then I got some missions in this town, and I can't win. I cannot win any of the quests I've been given. That I don't know why.
Have you changed the fighting mode at all yet?
No, I have just kept it on the normal that I started with, but I think I'm going to have to put it on something that will make it easy, because I'm just constantly losing. I don't know what it's like. There's this one bit where I have to go and beat up a frog, which I know sounds fine, but then the frogs have hedgehogs around it that are permanently buffed with fire, cure, and something else, and they're just wiping me out every single time.
Have you got Dispel or something like that? Maybe that's what you need to find. Like
no one, because I'm only with what's her face from the church. I forget her name.
Does it? I haven't checked this, and I said this last week. Does it have an S or a TH on the end of a name?
TH.
But yeah, people on Twitter who have obviously had a lot more time I've seen some people saying they absolutely loved it, thought it was brilliant, and I've seen some other people say they're really angry and they're really disappointed, and that's the internet, I know, but I'm surprised that I've seen.
I'm not disappointed with it. Like
I'm really enjoying it. I'm so impressed.
I think it's good, but I need to find an easy button, because I don't have the time to put into all these battles. I don't, because I've got work to do. I've got other work. I've got Andy. I don't have time to put into 1,000 different combinations. And I
did say to me at one point, do you want to? It was like, do you want to go on this little mission now, or do you want to run about town a bit? And I just sort of was like, I'll crack on. I'm not doing more side missions. If you're letting me have story, I will crack on.
Like, I like the missions. I like doing something different, but don't ramp up the difficulty like sky high. It's
Somehow Kev has passed Pab his glasses over the internet, and it's just distracted me. I just saw his arm move, and Pab's suddenly wearing Kev's glasses.
Yeah. We're in the same room. I just handed him my specs. You weren't supposed to comment, Sheepdog. It was just for our own amusement. This wasn't for the entertainment of everybody else.
I had to explain why Anna was talking completely normal, and I went, it just mid-sentence. So this is why we couldn't do the Google ones, because we kept getting distracted by comments and people on camera. And yeah, but no, I'm still impressed by how polished this game is, and I think it gets the added benefit that I'm still on a high from the fact I've got the PlayStation in a proper place in my room. I'm still buzzing about that. I'm excited about the fact I'll play Spider-Man and I'll play Red Dead, and I've got all these opportunities now, and that I can lay in bed watching TV. And I feel like I've just bought a PlayStation for the first time, even though I've had it in my house since it came out. It's a bizarre feeling. I feel like I do this with all the Sony consoles. I did it before the PS3 died. I think that's why I got a PS4, was because I'd had a PS3 for a little while, and then suddenly I realised that I had space for a sofa in my dining room, and I ended up setting up a TV at my old house in there and playing it, and I rinsed the heck out of it for months. Got the PS4, and then we moved, and I've just stuck it in a box and gone, I can't fit it anywhere. But no, I'm loving it. It's actually a lot better than I remember it being as a console. Like, I used to find everything really clunky on it, and it turns out that's not true. I'm waiting to see who's coming in a room on one of the lads' videos there, but
it's the wind. There's no one here.
Yeah, Andy's not here. I'm wondering who's coming through that door constantly.
The wind. I've been upstairs, and I don't know what windows open, because I've shut Andy's. I've shut the landing. Maybe Amy's got a window open or something, but she left it. But yeah, it's constantly opening, and I don't know why.
How odd.
I've been on alert all week because I heard someone rattling our downstairs window. But I'm also not 100% sure that's what happened, because when I was explaining this story on my vlog, I made the noise on my door handle to show everyone what noise I heard, and then my dog itched and made the exact same noise on our radiator, and I jumped a mile because I thought it was the door behind me being rattled. But we've been on high alert. We've been on such high alert all week because I was laying in bed and I just heard this rattling sound, and I jumped up. I was like, what was that? I started roaming around trying to see what was going on, and so yeah. Be on alert. If this door's swinging open, Anna, there could be someone behind it.
No, there's no one here. Like, I hear the Dave would be up, and Dave's just laying there, chilled out. So, like, if someone come through the door, he would be like alert. He would know. He doesn't even like the bin men going by. So.
Well, justifiably so, because they always crash my videos every week. So I'm glad someone puts them in their place. They don't give me any warning. They bearing in mind, I release like 40 minutes of video a day. So it's not like I'm sat here recording all day, but you can guarantee no matter what time of day, if I decide to start recording a video on a Thursday, they're turning up and clattering around at the end of the drive. Not always, they don't. They wait. They know when I'm recording.
Late afternoon. Not late afternoon, late morning.
That's when I'm working.
So,
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I know me and Pork and Beans have both been playing a lot of this.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, little fella. I feel like I'm almost done with it. Because I'm not sure what else there is to do now. I've got all of my... moving the hills, what's it called, terraforming stuff.
Yeah, defeated Tom Nook.
I've got all my pavements and everything in. I've got every house is full, and I'm not interested in. I mean, I'm not Sheepdog. I don't need to complete my Pokedex to feel like a real boy. So I don't. That isn't enough to keep me going in it, and I'm not really sure where to go from here.
You done all your upgrades? All your house upgrades done?
I'm like 1 day away from being able to get the basement.
Oh, you're much further ahead of me than you just got my third room.
Yeah, I've just got to pay off like the last 100k of my attic, but I'll do that tonight before I go to bed. So I'll probably have the basement tomorrow, and yeah, I've got to pay that mortgage off. But at the same time, Do I have to? Because what comes next?
Apparently there is. See, this we're discussing this. I think it was Lou we were having this discussion with in chat about. There is one. I think the last upgrade you have to pay up front before you get it.
Okay.
So it's not a case of, because I was saying, can you just take the upgrade and just never go and speak to him again? Then that's how you win. You're like, well, you're not getting this for 2.5 million or whatever it costs.
Yeah.
You ain't getting that money because I've already got the upgrade. See you later, sucker. But apparently you have to pay up front for the last one.
Okay, so maybe I won't be getting it tomorrow. Then maybe I'll be saving for a few days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit sad. I don't want to stop playing it because I've loved every minute of it. But at the same time, if there's nothing left to do, I'm not just going to go in there every day, collect my fruit, and see what's in the shops and maybe buy a new outfit. I mean, I say I won't. I perhaps will, but I see myself dropping down to maybe it being like a 10-minute a day thing that I'm just checking in to see what's going on and waiting for some new content to be added. And that'll be a huge change from how I've played this game so far, which is in
normal
huge
people don't
chunks
play
of
it for
time.
hours, Kevin.
I don't know. Everyone on my friends list has got more game time than me on it.
I doubt that.
I know there are. Double figures of people on my friends list who've played more than 100 hours on this game.
I very much doubt that.
I will show you.
Can you ruin Tom Nook at all financially? Can you
No.
I don't know why I'd want to. He's a lovely man. He does all his loans interest free. He never asks for the money back. The only reason to ever pay him back is so you can go back and get another bigger interest free loan. There's no pressure to ever give him his money back. Yep. And he's,
he
he's
does
a lovely
remind
man.
you though.
If you turn on him, sink him, and then he comes to you for money, then you can start.
Yeah, but I'm constantly rinsing his kids for cash. the amount of tarantulas those boys own now. Tom Nook must hate me. His house is full of spiders. He's got no money left. He's built me a house, and all he's got in return is a house full of spiders.
Why are you selling them to them? Why are you not waiting for that guy to turn up?
Because I want the money now. I ain't waiting.
Have you got that guy to make you a statue yet?
No, I know nothing of a statue, man.
He buys all your bugs.
Oh, what, the bug statues? Oh, no, I'm not bothered about all that.
Oh,
I thought you meant I could get a statue of me. I'd be all
No.
over a statue of me.
I got a dragonfly one today, and they're excellent looking.
I'm less interested in that. See, the whole collecting side of things, I'm not that interested in. The thing that I've enjoyed about it is building up my little town, and I've had loads of fun getting my roads and stuff in, and I've still probably got a few more days of moving waterfalls and rivers and adjusting my mountains so they're just right, and then I'll probably have another wave of moving houses and shops around. But I can certainly see myself getting to the point in the next week or so where my island and my house are all finished, and I can't think of anything else to do to them to improve them, and that's going to be a sad day.
Will you tie up all your loose ends before you turn it off?
Well, I think what I'll do is send myself a letter, the way I have done in the past. Send myself a letter for a future date.
Wait till you're in London, and then
and then I guess that's the thing. I can come back to it in 6 months' time, see what was going on, and change everything. Maybe I don't know. It's going to be sad. I'm going to miss it. It's been a wonderful experience, Animal Crossing, and it's.
What kind of letters do you write? Are you writing some like really heartfelt, Mr. Chapman? You currently have everything you want. This feeling of contentment is something you should savour.
Pretty much on the 3DS version, and this was for like 3 years. It was I would send myself a letter on the way home from EGX on the train, because I then knew when next year's EGX was.
Savour these moments, Kevin.
So I'd send a letter to myself dated for the last day of next year's EGX saying, Kev, you're on the way home from EGX. Did you have a good time? And leave it at that. And I would just make sure. I mean, Anna knows that I would get in a panic if I didn't have my 3DS with me when we went to EGX. Purely, even after Street Pass was finished. In fact, this does feel a lot like when I finished Street Pass. it's something I loved so much, and then it was gone because it was complete. But yeah, I would still take my 3DS down even after Street Pass was done, so that I could check on my letter and send myself the next one. But yeah, Nintendo, bring out Street Pass for Switch now, please.
Oh, that'd be
now Animal Crossing
ridiculous.
is done.
They shouldn't do that.
I would love that. Oh, they should, because that's still my. I can't believe we forgot about it when we were doing Game of the Decade. But that genuinely might have been Game of the Decade, Street Pass. It was an incredible thing. I loved it.
It's mad that there's not an app version of it yet.
It is. There should be.
I might write to Niantic and say add it
isn't.
into Pokemon Go. Just make some sort of Street Pass in there.
Now's probably not the time to add it in when we're not supposed to be going out.
Well, yeah.
unless you're down in London clapping on the bridge on a Thursday night with all the other people, you're not going to get any street passes, are you?
Oh, that made me so angry.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
I want to go down next week and clap with the policeman.
Yeah, but they literally said 2-3 hours before lockdown is still in force, 3 more weeks, and then they're just all on the bridge clapping.
I was putting my son to bed, and my wife came up and went, "I've just been clapping at the door," and I just shook my head at her. I was just like, "Don't join in with those people. Just, what is wrong with you?" She didn't get it. She's like, "You're against everything." I'm like, "Only the stupid
You are against
stuff."
everything. You're a miserable old man. That's the exact noise miserable old men make.
I've had enough.
But yeah, that was my week. Animal Crossing, Football Manager. I've not even touched Persona 5 Royal again because I've been so knees deep in Animal Crossing. So I guess it won't do me any harm to have a little bit of time off from it because I have got lots of other games that I want to play.
Yeah.
But I will very much miss it. It's become such a part of my day for, 3 weeks now? It's been hours every day spent on this. And I'll be sad when it's gone.
Yeah, I think I overdid it. On... What day would that have been? Wednesday? So...
On the booze.
No, on Animal Crossing. So it was just I played it Monday, Tuesday on stream for however many hours, 2 or 3 hours. And then Wednesday came around, and as soon as I started the stream, straight away in my town is Flick, and I was just like, "That's it. Every plan is out the window." Oh, prior to that though, don't know if you saw that at the weekend, the previous weekend, I got a tarantula island, an actual tarantula island, not one of the ones that you make your own tarantula island, one of them proper ones, and I got 39. Yeah, 39 tarantulas I got because I had to have a space for the net. I sold half of them immediately because I wanted the money up front. I got 160 grand. So that left me with, I think I was left with 19 tarantulas. So Flick turned up on Wednesday, and I was like, "That's it." And I was just like on stream, just throwing stuff on the beach, just emptying my inventory, just grabbing the tarantulas up off that. Made a little tarantula box that you know people can front the fears in. So I went and sold all them off, and then the entire stream I spent just solely catching butterflies, bugs, anything you name it. I probably made about $500,000 just from selling bugs to her. Then realised that is it a he or a she? Because
I reckon it's a he.
I thought it was a she, and the consensus in my chat was that Flick is a she. And I was like, I thought it was a she.
She was in Neighbours, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, there you go. So I was like, she's not going till 5 a.m. So then I got talked into making my own tarantula island at 10:30 at night, and then I was on there till gone midnight, catching tarantulas again. And it ruined me. It ruined, like, Thursday, I was just like, I should not be. I'm too old for this now. I shouldn't be up playing games.
Making your own tarantula island is a big commitment.
It's a slog.
It's
I didn't get the full inventory. I got like about 15 maybe at most. I was like, I can't do it. The last 6 tarantulas, I just couldn't catch them. I was just like, it's just not happening. Every single time I'd get one, I'd run into it and it'd get me, and I was like, it's just not happening.
Dig yourself some trenches to go and run behind.
It's bizarre. Like I say, it was straightforward enough to get it going, but then it just slowed right down and it just took forever. So I was like, I've got to go to bed. I've got to go work in the morning. It's just not on. But then
You just made £500,000 you never need to work again,
well,
Pam.
that's the thing, you see. I paid off one loan, and I'm like about 150 grand off paying the next one again. So it was worth it in that aspect, but I feel like yesterday I touched it for maybe about 10 minutes, got all the fossils, assessed them, and then I didn't touch it again. And today it feels similar. I was like, I'd done my fossils, I'd collected some wood, done the rocks, and I'm like, I'm kind of done now. I'm kind of done for the day. And I don't know whether I've just kind of overdone it on that one day. I go and check the shops. That's about it. I check the shops, check what's.
Have you been chatting to Sable in the clothes shop?
After I was informed to do that, Louis again told me that is what I need to do. Nothing, no change yet. She still just pushes me onto the other sister.
She's proper flirty with me now.
Oh really?
I kind of want her to just back it up a little bit. She's getting a little bit. As soon as I walk in there now, all she wants to do is chat to me. Oh, I've been waiting for you all day, Lelujo. All right, Sable, blimey. You keep doing your sewing.
Yeah.
Let me talk to your sister.
So it's been a.
Why are you talking to Jesus? Wow.
What?
Why are you flirting with animals?
Because apparently, if you get far enough with this sister, you get to change the patterns of your upholstery and stuff on your furniture, so you can customise your furniture in more detail. But you have to. I've been chatting to her every day for like 8 or 9 days now, so it takes a while because I still haven't got my fancy upholstery.
You only talk to women for one thing, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's always been Sheepdog. You know I love upholstery.
You do.
Yeah, it's been a funny old time on. I tell you what, I did get. I'm up to 9 residents now on Animal Crossing, and the 9th one came in, and I want him out immediately. He's going.
Ha! Is it Dom?
No, it's called Rooney. And I was like, he's called Rooney.
Please tell me he's a monkey.
He's a kangaroo. He's a kangaroo, and his catchphrase thing is punches, and he's a thug. He's like a he's like a hillbilly thug.
Nice.
So they got some of it right then.
It's just, and everyone's got nice houses, and he's got a corrugated iron shack. I'm like, you're going, mate. You are going. First day he turned up. First of all, he turned up with not on the campsite. I didn't find him on an island. He just turned up and went, "I'm moving in." And I didn't ask him. There's no approval of me. So I was like straight down to Isabel.
So he turned up. You're straight there with Isabel. Don't like him.
Yeah, I did. I was straight.
I
down
don't
there.
like the look of his sort.
What I did straight away, I dug holes all around his house so he couldn't get out of his house. I'm like, you ain't going nowhere, mate. You're stuck there. Day after all the holes have been filled in, I was like, I didn't do that. Someone's been tampering. So the shenanigans been going on, but so I don't know how to get rid yet, but he's going. He is definitely gone.
Are you sure this isn't game content of some kind?
Do you mean
like an Easter egg story type thing?
No.
They all have their own little personalities. I think I am finally going to evict Dom as much as I enjoy bullying him, because my island's full. I want to be able to get some new ones. So he's the obvious. I've got 2 sheep, and one of them I like, and one of them's Dom. So the obvious thing is bin him off and get someone else. Because Anna found the Animal Crossing New Leaf guidebook. It was just randomly in our utility room,
right?
And I had a little flick through that, and there are some,
really,
there's some really cool villagers that I want. So I want rid of Dom so that I can get some better villagers.
Yeah. I've had a few now that say they want to go, and I'm like, nope, you're staying. Rooney, you can go, mate. You are not wanted here.
With giraffes, or are there not any giraffes in it?
I've
not noticed giraffes. No. Yeah, it's still the only game that I consistently think about, that I want to, think I've got things to do. I need to do this. I need to go and see her. I need to do this. I need to do that sort of thing. And no matter how much that I want, but I burn out on it, sort of thing. I think I would. This might stick this time more than any of the other previous ones. I feel like I might.
Oh, I've already played it well more than any of the previous ones.
Yeah.
I never got this far before.
Yeah, but I don't. I feel like it might stick longer than the last few anyway. But I think like checking in, doing the fossils, checking in, just to do the odd things, popping in the shop, seeing what's on sale or whatever. Or checking in to do odd bits and pieces. The fishing tournament. How did the fishing tournament go for you, by the way?
You did what?
How did the fishing tournament go?
Oh, I did. I got a few bits. I wasn't that interested. I did.
No, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I
think.
I don't know if it's just because
I
I was.
thought it was just pick up, go and fish all day.
Luckily, the night before, because it was the Saturday, so the night before we'd been sat here doing the podcast for like 2 hours, and I spent the whole of that 2 hours walking up and down the beaches collecting clams. So
Right.
I went into the fishing tournament with like 40 pieces of bait. So I just did as many entries as I could with my 40 pieces of bait, getting like 7 or 8 fish each time. And then I tried it once without bait, and it was just eggs. And I was, yeah, okay, I'm done then. I'm not interested in eggs. I'll settle with whatever I've got. So I got some wallpaper and something else, and I had more fun with the Bunny Day event, getting all that sorted.
Don't start me with Bunny Day.
I had all that done by 10 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I spent all of Saturday, literally all of Saturday, start to finish, up till about 5 to 6 when the fishing tournament ended, just fishing all day. I got everything collected everything that he was giving me, and more. It started doubling up after a bit, and I didn't realise for a while I was just collecting more and more of the same items. So I did that all day Saturday. I don't even know why. It wasn't even that good. And then the Bunny Day thing. That's not a bunny.
I saw your picture on Twitter, yeah.
And I was like, I managed to get the bunny to turn round, and there's a zipper on the back of his suit. He's got the rabbit.
Zipper.
The rabbit is in a suit.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but Louis, the orangutan fella on my island, refers to the fact. Asked him, "Is it hot in there when you're doing all this exercise and jumping around?" It's like alluding to the fact that he's wearing a suit. And the rabbit says, "Don't worry about that sort of thing." Don't. So one of my residents know it's a face of not a rabbit. It's a conspiracy going on. I tell you, it's something going on.
He'll perhaps come back in a Santa suit in a few months.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Who's in that suit? We don't know.
Perhaps you'll find out next year.
Tom Nook, isn't it?
Tom Nook's not, because he's
no, because he was at his desk all day.
Yeah,
man never has a day off.
He's got an alibi. Yeah, it's bizarre. But yeah, it's Animal Crossing is Animal Crossing. It's the only thing we're playing.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't complain about, which I do feel the need to voice. Of course, last week I mentioned how I didn't get my KK Slider concert because of the fishing tournament. I also missed it the next day because of Bunny Day, so I didn't get my terraforming stuff until Tuesday after qualifying for it on Friday.
I did tell you.
I was furious.
You're like, I'll get it. I was like, no, you won't, Kevin, because it's Bunny Day. You're like,
Tom promised me that he was coming on Sunday, and then he didn't. I was very upset.
That's a good point. KK should be back tomorrow then, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's back on the Saturdays.
You get another record for your collection.
You really? Nice.
When I walk into my workshop now, his song plays because I've got a CD player in there.
Yeah,
and it's just playing constantly in there. So I know when I'm plugging away making a hot item of the day because I'm listening to that song.
You've not been doing that. You've not been collecting all the records.
Nah,
I'm collecting them all. I'm collecting them all and putting them on my record player.
No,
Loads.
I've only got that one.
You've only got one record. Wow.
Yeah, the one that I got when he came. Because you get one free every time he comes, don't you?
Yeah,
depending on what song he
so.
plays. So I'm not going to pay for him when I'm going to get him for free.
Fair enough.
Yes, it is.
Fair enough.
So, has anyone played any other games? What else have we been playing?
Yes. I finished Red Dead. Red Dead is done. I can uninstall that game if I wanted to. It is done.
You should then.
I might do.
Keep it installed if it's
I don't
done.
know. That game is... I feel like I said last time I was nearly done with the epilogue, and I feel like, and I still wasn't nearly done. I feel like it was another 4 hours. Like the epilogue is longer than most Call of Duty games. It's. I was like, I was like, come on, just be done, please, just be done. And by the end of the epilogue, I was like, no, don't be done. No, don't be done. I just like changed my mind by the end of it. I was like, oh, let's do a bit more. It does. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. It chucks you back out into the world. I was wondering how this would work, and it does chuck you back out into the world. So, if I wanted to, I could go and see the stuff that I ignored many moons ago. All the stuff that I've ignored, all the clan stuff, all the random encounters and stuff that I just completely left just untouched. I could go and do that now. I won't, but but I could. The option is there for me, which I'm glad that it is. The other thing I've played and finished as well, I finished a little game called Assemble with Care. This game is
Cop Duo, Jack Assemble.
It's a nifty little game about like repairing like knickknacks and stuff like that. It was on Apple Arcade, I think, when it first came out, and it's only just recently just come to Switch. And it's a nifty little game. I finished it within about an hour and a half, and for whatever it was, it cost me $5. It is potentially one of my favourite games of the year already.
What was this? I wasn't listening, Pab. What was
it's
it called?
It's called Assemble with Care.
Okay.
And it's like a nifty. It's got like a story in this game inbuilt to this game that's like kind of like a Gone Home or something like that, or like one of them kind of like a story to it. And
Anna's ghosts in again.
Yeah, and interspersed in between these story elements, it's like these sort of stories generally involve you being this woman who's like repairs things for people, and someone comes up to her in town and says, "Can you fix this for me?" And it's a Game Boy, it's a camera, a slide projector, all these other different things in the game, and it's all intertwined with this dead nice, like, meaningful story, and it's just really cool. It's very much designed to be on a phone. It's very much an app. It's produced by Apple. It's meant to be an Apple. It's an Apple Arcade game, but like I say, it's out on Steam, and it works relatively well. And like I say, you get the item, and you like can rotate it and whatever. You pick up your screwdriver, you click it, and you unscrew the screws. You put them all down. You pull apart, you replace pieces in it, you put it all back together. It works, and the story moves on. But yeah, it's such a nice, nifty little game. That's, like I say, it's a $5, and it'll take you no more than 2 hours to finish. And it is, like I say, for me, one of the better games I've played this year, I would say. It is It is very good. Very, very, very good.
You're welcome.
Good.
Any more? I believe we are done then. So we will wrap things up there. We were getting so good at being a tight hour, and here we are 4 minutes over like cavemen. I don't care for it at all. So we'll wrap things up very quickly. If you do want to follow us on Twitter, you can do that at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Look at him plugging his Twitch again like an absolute psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
A Twitch plugging psychopath.
Yep.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.